Don't mind the orc. He's just dying down there. I kicked him off. Okay, so this is my Dimril Gate base. I used to do this with every game that I played with my husband, but kind of got out of it, trying to do bases in other places. That rhymed. Sorry. So, somebody asked me to make a video. Keep in mind, this is a base that probably 6 months ago I used to use, so it's not my best work, but hey, we all start somewhere, right? So, I mean, it's not baseline, but so this was back when I was doing color coding for different areas in like Westgate. So eateries and anything dealing with food, restaurants, bed and breakfasts, whatever would be hotels that had eating restaurants in them would have a green light, or green lights would be their theme. Breweries, any ale places would be purple. Yellow was seamstresses and any kind of like I guess tradesmen sort of businesses. Anyway, blue would be smithies and the path to the Durance Highway. And then amber was usually reserved for houses. White, or the quartz, was used for public places. So within this base, there's several lights in different places, and I kind of use them for those things. So I also, to note, I love the architecture of the walls and around the Dimril Gate. So I did not change any of the walls. I simply built up into things that I needed to do, covering the floors and making things accessible or making sense. Anyway, so we'll start left. Blue. So we are, all the hammers are on the walls. Excuse me. We have the salt bath, we have the furnaces, the forges and stuff are all over here. Ink grinders, anything that dealt with that kind of thing are over here. I did staircases up to the top on the sides that make like a bridge overpass here. So I could utilize this area a little bit better instead of doing switchback stairs here, or any kind of other thing. So you'll see it, but I'll just mention it now. Going up each stair, they'll have planter boxes along the side. So actually, I'll just go ahead and keep going this way. So or maybe not, it might be better to go down. Anyway, I'll do the downstairs and then I'll go upstairs. So this is the brewery, campfire-ish sort of, just hang out, eat. All of the brews are represented here except for the new DLC ones. So ones I used most of, I put in the big tanks. And then I just made like a little cut path through here. Again, not my best work. And then this was just just a hangout spot. And then again over here, another bridge with the planter boxes and stuff. So over here, yellow. So we have looms, the room table, workbenches with a bunch of backpacks, because I used to use this space as a, after we finished the game, kind of a build home base sort of thing to come in and come out with. So I would trade out backpacks for different things that I needed. So those are there. I used planter boxes mostly as decoration. I do not have a real garden in here except for lining walkways and things like that. And evidently that one got busted. So must have had a siege. So I used to do storage. Ingots were on this side and they were just basically pallets. So you could see what they were. The ores and everything were like this, like the other side, but I came in, I don't know, probably 2 months ago, something like that, and put in the storage that I like to use, and cleaned it up because it was literally like 4 and 5 pallets deep, and you kind of had to hop over piles to get to the back, and it was insane. So now it's this, and I obviously haven't put up lights. Here I used to you'll notice, well, so I'll show you, I guess. Maybe I don't want to. Maybe if there. Anyway, the floors are just floors put down, so they have the game foundation underneath. I did not know at the time how to use adamant, and so for flooring, so that I could sink things. So that's why some things aren't lined up exactly right. You'll see right there, there's game foundation. So I didn't know how to add stairs there to make it not turn red, you know, things like that. So the upper level was our workspace, my husband and I. So we did the kitchen on this whole front part. All my chests like I normally do. There's one missing. I don't know why. And then our exit area, so we could get our buffs and then head out. Smithy right there. So this upper area was supposed to be like the Lord of Moria's, you know, place within the Dimril gate. So on this side it is his personal brewery, which of course then you can go, or mine, you can go past there for the hangout spot. And then over here I have the books and stuff to study so that we could get buffs. Evidently I didn't fill that one. When I move things around, sometimes I wouldn't. Oh, look, and it's not against the wall. Yeah, let's forget about that, okay? Loom over there. I think I added a second loom up here because I just got tired of running downstairs to get it. So, so over here would be like the hangout, you know, part of the bar, brewery. And then over here is our bedroom. I played a lot alone, sometimes with my husband, so this is actually just my room. And if he would play, then we'd just throw a bed down. So, and then I got the idea that I would use, like, since this is the Dimril Gate, that I would use this as sort of like a, not an armory, but more of a museum of what weaponry we used or whatever. And then I never filled it. So I had plans to, and then different updates would come through and earthquakes would happen and things would get knocked down, and I just got tired of replacing things, especially this thing. I probably, because it doesn't have the great foundation underneath it, I would lose a lot of the end pieces and the columns. So I would basically have to rebuild the top third of this every single time we had an update, and I just got tired of doing it. So obviously didn't know how to do stairs. No, I didn't fix that. So yeah, that's my base. You can come down around this way to get the other the brews, just hopping up on the ladders and stuff. We could do it. So yeah, that was my vision. I know others that build straight up and stuff. I couldn't do it because I didn't know about how to properly do down a foundation. All of this is game floor. It's kind of mismatched. Well, not game floor. The stone floor with the game foundation underneath. So there's spots like this probably won't have anything, and so it's not very stable. But the more you go in there, you can see game foundation down there. So yeah, it is what it is. Looks pretty, but it's not exactly stable. So going up is not really a possibility at this base. So if I were to do it, and if you want to do something like this, but you want to build higher, I would definitely put down adamant bases. Just layer it in whatever layers you want to do. If you want to do the different layers like they have here, I know they had a lot of them. Whatever you're going to do, I would put these down, and then I would sink any column that you're going to do, whether it's the granite column or any of the other columns, and make sure you sink them into the adamant so that it touches the game floor till it turns, well, that's foundation there, but game foundation. I don't even know what to really call it, but so like if we were here, I would make sure to put the column all the way down, touching through the white part. Does that make sense? And then you would get the stability from that. I would also, going up, I would put columns like this going up, and then coming out, either doing a grid system out like that, or any wood. If you want to go the wood route, I would do maybe balconies on places that you could sink it in if you wanted to like not be so obvious that it's there. Just kind of, this is quick, but just like that. Or do these off of them to help secure your floors going up. Either way, make sure that your adamant column goes into it and comes all the way down to the game floor. So that's grounded really well. And it doesn't have to show that much. It could be, you want to keep the white as much as possible. I mean, it could be like that. Just making sure that you have it. Because that part, let me see, that part right there is sunk into the column, and yes, it only looks like it's a little bit here, but all of this is sunk into whatever is behind that white piece, right? So anyway, that would be my recommendation if you wanted to go up. I know others have, oops, we may not be able to get those out. Also be careful of that. If you get something stuck, sometimes you can go at a different angle and it'll pop through, maybe from above looking down or something, but these are probably in there for a while. So those are my recommendations. I know people have kept this open so you can see the gate. I would kind of like to do that too, just because I like the grandness of it, but I mean, your vision. So there you go. Alright, thanks for watching one of my almost first big builds, but not too much knowing what I was doing. Alright, bye.